Hi, all. I am joined here on this little Zoom with John, and John is with the Bureau of Workmen's Comp, the
Hello, how's everybody
BW,
doing?
the BWC. And there's an intro that I edited that you aren't going to ever see, where I completely ruined that introduction. So, hi, John. Thanks for joining us on the Zoom.
Hello, thanks for having me today.
One regret that I already have, John, is that I didn't buy stock in Zoom immediately.
Yeah, that's one of those things we'll look back on many years from now and say, if I only bought that then.
Right,
People
right.
bought Apple when it first started off.
Yes. I have met people who have had that opportunity, and that is a regret.
Yes.
So, John, I am sure that you are just absolutely overwhelmed with information and questions, and you probably are a virtual person anyways, so maybe that hasn't changed too much for you. But tell us a little bit about what businesses should be doing to be proactive in this time, and make sure that they're preparing their business for anything that they need to with the Bureau.
So right now, the one thing I guess we can say is that this is the dealing with issues with employers and small employers. This is something that the governor and the administrator are looking at daily. So this is going to be a fluid topic. One recommendation I would say is to make sure you stay involved or connected to the Ohio BWC just by going to their website. You can just Google Ohio BWC and the website will pop up.
And we'll put it right down here. So
okay, and then they'll that will have the most up-to-date information. So one thing that they're doing right now is for employers is we are going to defer any workers' compensation premiums that are due for April, May, and June. So this has been really important for employers because obviously, they're dealing with a lot of things going on, and we're trying to make workers' comp not, trying to get out of their way a little bit. So what that means is, now there's nothing that an employer has to sign up for. It'll just automatically happen. Now, what I would say to any employers that did owe premium, though, for the month of March, that is still due. So hopefully that was already taken care of in February, but just make sure that you took care of March's premium as well, because you don't want the policy to lapse for the month of March. So that's one thing we're doing to kind of ease the burden for employers for the next few months. Now, again, so that's going to go up until the month of June, and then at that point it'll be reevaluated. The other recommendation I would make for employers to do right now, because as of right now, you only have until March 31st. Again, this is one of those fluid issues that may change, but you can go and you can adjust your estimated annual payroll, and then that will probably decrease your overall premium due for the 2019 year. So my recommendation would be contact your employer service specialist, and you can find that if you have an e-account. You can find your employer service specialist there, or just call 1-800-OHIO-BWC, and they can adjust your payroll for you. And again, the reason why I think that's a good idea is because if I adjust it now, when the premium comes due for April, May, and June, it'll probably be much less than what you were expected to in the first place. And I understand that when you go to do your annual true up in July, it'll all be adjusted already, but I would rather do it now and not have to worry about it in July or August in order to get a rebate back. So That would be the other thing I would recommend doing. And the other thing is all of our offices are closed now. So in the entire state of, well, obviously, well, for your area. So if employers sometimes still, for whatever reason, they'll come to the office to drop off checks, or you realize you're late and you think, well, I'll just drive downtown or whatever. Those are shut down. So I would set up an e-account. And again, just go to our website and you'll be able to see how to set up an e-account if you're an employer. Just go to the employer section, and then you'll see a sign there for creating an e-account. So, and again, those are some of the things that we're doing right now. And like I said, I'm in discussions every day, getting updated, and I think there are going to be some more changes down the road.
And if you are a business, like for instance, the chamber, we have a payroll company that takes care of everything for us. Are they getting advised on these tips?
So yeah, as long as they're reaching out to us, or like I work with a couple payroll companies and I'm keeping them up to speed on this stuff. But yeah, as long as they go to the website, they should be aware of this already. Okay. But again, if you're watching this and you work with a payroll company, I would call them and say, hey, can we adjust my estimated annual payroll? And you still have some time to do that.
Now, what if your payroll isn't changing? Then you don't need to adjust it.
Then you don't need to do anything. But let's just say if I'm a landscaping company, for instance, for whatever reason, I had to lay off, 10 of my workers. Well, for the next 3 months, that might be, $40,000 of payroll. So I can adjust down that $40,000 of payroll. So instead of my monthly premium being, $2,000 a month, it may drop down to $1,200 a month.
Wow, that's so, and like you're saying, it'll all kind of filter back in July, but right now is where the people are probably going to need the extra cash.
I think so, because like I said, even if let's just say everything gets better and, our work schedules kind of normalize in June, well, that's when that invoice is going to be sent. And again, just using my previous example, I would owe $6,000. Well, now it's only $3,600.
Right. In the last 3 months, you haven't probably made any money.
Right.
Because your business is maybe closed or suspended or whatever. So
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like if I'm in the restaurant business and I, had a significant decrease in payroll, it might be worth your while to look into.
Yeah, that's great advice. And any other things that small businesses can be doing? Are you aware of, I know that you send me a lot of information, not just about the Bureau, but from the governor's office. And is there anything that they could be doing as far as funding or where they could be looking for help in that area?
Well, I can get this to you. Actually, I just got something out in your area in like United Way has some funds that they're sending out to small businesses that can help them. Obviously, there's a Small Business Administration. There's some loans that have come out. So the best thing I'd say to do right now is because there's every type of agency right now in the state of Ohio is working on their own area. I would go to the state of Ohio website and then look up the agency that you needed, and then see what funds or resources are available through them.
And anything that they should not be doing right now that you know of? That would hurt them in the long run.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of right now that I've heard of. Especially for employers in the workers' comp world. Like like I said, the best thing I would do is stay in contact with either, your third-party administrator, the Ohio BWC, your chambers, just to stay on top of the fluidity of this. Because like I said, something that, we made a decision on today may change next week. And not for something, I don't think Governor DeWine is doing a great job, I think, of trying to look at all the options and ease this burden for a lot of people. So there may be some changes for the better that happen next week.
Right. I think that what I'm seeing continuously through all these videos are things that people and small businesses, as well as I've talked to some of the mayors around as well, they're implementing things that will make either their community or their businesses better, and they'll continue to keep that, whatever it is, in place in the future. So, I applaud any business or community that is or government office that are doing things right now to better their whatever, and not just sitting back and pretending this isn't happening, because that's not an option right now, especially in the business world.
Right. Yeah. So, the best thing I could just say is take advantage. Like I said, biggest thing I'd say is change your estimated payroll if you can. Talk to your payroll people or whoever manages that for you, and just know that we're here to help you. I mean, I know kind of the bureau kind of gets a bad rap sometimes, but as a business consultant, this is what I do. And and if there's anything that your members have ideas for, please filter them to me, and I'm more than happy to ask.
Absolutely. There's been some time now. Is there any hobbies that you've dusted off from the closet, and that old trumpet that you have always wanted to play?
No, nobody wants me around my house playing a trumpet right now. Well, probably the thing I've had more time with is reading. I've got to spend a little bit more time reading, and quite honestly, I've got to spend a lot more time with my kids. And so it's kind of a blessing in disguise, if you will. But yeah, reading I would say would be the one thing.
Have you become a virtual teacher as well? Have you added that to your resume now?
Oh, yes. And some of these math questions that come up, I'm like, oh, I haven't studied this in 30 years.
Yeah, little different from the way we did it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you had anything to say to the folks out there, what would you say?
I would say be faithful in that everybody is looking out for you. Everybody in the state of Ohio, small business owners, we care about you. We know that you're the backbone of the state. And just know that the state of Ohio, BWC, we are doing whatever we can to ease the burden for you.
Well,
we'll get through this.
We will. Our hashtag is We Are the Chagrin Valley. So, and that means a lot to us. So we will get through it. And again, I will put all John's information down below here. I appreciate your time. I know you're super busy. So thank you for the great tips that you gave that will be, allow our businesses to save a little cash right now when maybe it's not coming in as much as it was before. So thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
And have a great day.
All right. You too.
We'll
Bye-bye.
see ya. Bye-bye.